Hey, so this is my music box. When you first take it out of the packaged box that it comes in, you'll see it has these two labels on it that says remove before use. Simply peel them up from the Spotted Ghost logo and pull them off. They're there purely to stop the lid from falling off whilst in transit. It uses an ultrasonic sound sensor. On the top is the music box and an on and off switch. Very simple to use. Simply position it where you want and flick the on and off switch to on. It will then calibrate. Whilst calibrating, the music box will play. Once it's finished calibrating, the music box will stop playing and it will then go into its detection mode. And then any movements detected through the ultrasonic sound sensor, it will play the music. And when you're finished, you just simply flick the switch and turn it off. Other things you get in the box are, you get a nice velvet lined bag that is tapered at the bottom, so you can simply just slide that in like that and it will take the shape of the music box. You also get a thank you card, and if you scan this QR code takes you to the website for the instructions to watch this video. You also get a certificate of authenticity. It will have the model number and your name as the registered owner. That way you know that it is a proper Spotted Ghost music box. Okay, so to power it, there's two ways to power this. There's a battery pack inside that takes 4 AA's, or there's a USB port. So we'll just have a look at the USB port first. So in here, you simply plug it into a power bank. And when you power it through the USB port using a power bank, you don't need to use the on and off switch. As soon as you plug it in, it turns on and calibrates. Okay, let's have a look inside. So as you can see here, there's a little indent. Some of them you can get your finger in or your nail in and lift the lid up and it'll come off. Most are a bit tight, so you just get a screwdriver, insert it into the little hole and twist it. And it'll lift the lid up and then you can just pull it up and off. When you take the lid off, always turn it over to the right. And this is now what it looks like inside. So here we have the battery pack. Take that out, simply put 4 AA batteries in here. When you take the lid off and you go over to the right, the wires for the battery pack come over the top of these wires. Just helps keep it nice and tidy. Put the batteries in and then you simply slot it into this little bay here, which is just the right size for the battery pack. When you put the battery pack back in, make sure this connector is over the right hand side. When it slots in, it goes above the nano board. Okay, if you have it that way round, it won't fit. It needs to be that way. It slots into that compartment and sits just above the nano board like that. Okay, so always keep that on the right hand side and to the top. And then to put the lid back on, just get all of the wires inside. Make sure this front bit here is all nicely fitted together and slid together like that. So you can see around here, the front is all in, and then just push at the back and down, and it clips back on. Some of them are a little bit tight. If you just give it a bit of a hit like that, you should be able to get the lid back on. It will loosen up over time. In the battery pack, I have got 4 AA rechargeable Energizer batteries. These particular batteries are 2000 milliamp. The higher the milliamp, the better. So if you can get at least 2000 milliamp rechargeable batteries. Earlier when I showed you putting this in, because it didn't have any batteries in, but now there's batteries in there, it slots in a lot easier. So there we go, straight in, look. Right, let's give you an example of it working. First of all, we'll just fold the wires back in all nice and neat. Put the lid on. Right. Okay, I'm going to flick it on and it will calibrate. Let's move it to there. Let's go. Right, that is now calibrated, and now anything that goes in front of the ultrasonic sound sensor will make the music play. So that was an example with the batteries. I'm now going to show you an example using a power bank. What I've learned to do is I plug the USB into here first before I plug it into the power bank. Okay, so that's now in, and then I position it where I want, and then I get the other end of the cable, plug it into the power bank, and it turns on automatically and calibrates. Okay, so that's now calibrated. Again, anything goes in front of the ultrasonic sound sensor, it sets the music off. A cool feature about this is now that it's calibrated at the distance of whatever the sound is pinging back from, if I move this back, it doesn't set it off, it's only working to the calibrated distance. So you see from there, it set the music box off. But now if I put my hand over here, I know you can't see my hand on screen, but it's slightly out of range to where it calibrated. There we go. So when it calibrated, it was only that far. Okay. So what that means is now, because it's calibrated at that particular distance, anything that moves in between it will set the music box off, but anything outside of the calibrated distance, so you see my hand just to the left here, won't set the music box off, which means it gives you an area that you can walk in front of it without setting the music box off. Right, so there you have a working example using batteries and a power bank. So there we have it. That is my ultrasonic sound sensing music box. See you in the next one.